The best we can do is a sex tape. By now you know all the money is gone, but there's no need to fear. Even Kevin O'Leary said he'd give us his money again if he could. The best we can do is a sex tape, and we're safe until Biden is gone. We donated some cash that we stole from your ass, and now he loves us like Hunter loves hookers and crack. I said the best we can do is a sex tape, 'cause it's not like we're gonna confess. We hope you're okay with us banging away on a beanbag chair under our desk. Happy Thanksgiving! Make sure you like and subscribe. Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Good morning, everybody. My name's pianomattyb. That is Scaramojis. This is your morning tea. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets, where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing. Our humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni bringing the data. The FOMO index has dropped to 6 or 5 from yesterday's 72. Bitcoin dominance is 52.6%. 24-hour volume is 47 billion. The overall market cap is 1.27 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Good old E flat major resolved to the D major 7. Yes, sir. Well, where am I here? It's another beautiful day here on planet Earth. A day. Oh, that sweet reverb. A day none of us are guaranteed. We're not guaranteed these days, yet we're lucky enough to have them anyway. Good morning, XRP A11Y Brendan. David Sony Music, pianomattyb OG, helping build the channel. DJ Morgan from the town of Caffeine, Illinois. Sherry, pianomattyb OG. Johnny December, pianomattyb OG. Good morning and happy Friday from the Caribbean. Well, it's snowing up here, Johnny. Tropical storm coming over. Might lose internet. If so, have an epic piano bar tonight. Will do. Thanks, buddy. I'm George Duh. Squeaky McGee. Mad Faded Baby. I should do it in all of it in the trailer voice. Mike Loney. Shake and Bake. Mr. Andy Walk from MISSISSIPPI. John Foster. Crypto. Sneaky Pete, Vaporizer. Bullish Sneaky Pete. BC Alf in Alberta. pianomattyb OG. James Coulter. Terry Crow in Kansas City. pianomattyb OG. David Richards. Oh, it skipped up again. There we go. Bruce Mai, him and his Crypto Kitty are tuned in. In tune. Storm Chasing Video, pianomattyb OG. David Lee Luthen, Dave Digital with the Purple Monkeys. The Cryptic Mushroom, in tune, indeed about 350. It keeps on jumping up on me. How am I supposed to do this movie trailer voice if everything's not going right for me? Scylla Cyborg, Scotty Moe, and Boca Raton made this hat. Oh, no, the hat, I don't have it on. And Adam Scene. Well, it looks like we have what some people, some legacy analysts, of course, have and often referred to as, well, at first it was a little dump. As we can see here, should we get Ben? Yeah. We peaked up yesterday at 35.9. And then all of a sudden, we talked about this yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised if we came all the way down and tested these moving averages. Right now, Here comes the frogs in me, Tshirts. Right now, we are right at the 50 moving average at 34.4. It's dicey. Obviously, we want to be above the moving averages, obviously. But is this what we've been talking about the past couple days with the bearish divergence on this noisy little so-and-so? Because before this played out, if you can remember, we were up here. And then, come on, you son of a... Then here we go. We got higher highs on, this was before this little thing happened here, this little dipsy doodle. And we were like, well, bearish divergence on this noisy little so-and-so, and sure enough, that's what happened. That's why essentially all I ever really use to find my probabilities are support and resistance, the Fibonacci's, and reversal divergences when they come. But, when we're in a crab walking situation like we are now, it rarely comes up, only with these big pumps. And I mean, it's not rocket science. If you have a big pump, well, a retracement's probably coming. So that's what we're seeing here. Now we just need to stay above this because, as you can see, let's move this down here. There isn't a lot of volume right here. So if we lose this level, she could be quick shot down right here to the 200 moving average at 30K. But again, this is a noisy little so-and-so, and let's take a look at a higher time frame to get a little more clarity here. So here we got the ding-dong. Now we're giving mad respect, of course, to our ascending channel's support, or resistance, I suppose. Now we're under it. Now, if we were to follow some price action down, we would likely first visit the 20 moving average here, which is at 32K. Now, if we break that, I believe that is also the 38.2% fib level, if I'm not mistaken. Continued bearish pressure would probably hit this support. If you can go right here, if you trace it back, this is where that initial support was back here. Let's get rid of that. It was a little noisy. And that would be at 30K. And at that point, geez, it wouldn't be so crazy just to see us fully retest our ascending channel support at 28K. Wouldn't be crazy. Roadkill, I suppose, radio DJ can be found somewhere on your resume. Nope. I went to a funny story, though. I went to a radio, I don't know if it was a school. It was a broadcasting school. And I quickly realized by lunch, oh, this is a modeling school, so to speak. When I say modeling school, I mean, you pay the money. Doesn't matter what you look like, you get in. So with this broadcasting school, you pay the money, you get in no matter what your voice is. So the day I quit, which was Friday, I started Monday, they had a little, it was called like a dry read, where you're just given a piece of paper and you're supposed to read it out. And I read it out. And I got 4 out of 5. I was like, that probably should be 5 because I didn't make any mistakes. And judging by the people in front of me that also got 4, I wasn't too impressed. And then a guy who had a speech impediment and, gave his dry read. Also turns out he's not a strong reader. He was in his 30s, speech impediment, not a strong reader. Not too sure why he's actually in the class. He basically brutalized it, and he got a 3.5 out of 5. So I got a 0.5 point higher, and that's when I went, Check, please. Let's get out of here. Altcoin Daily repping the that which once wicked shirt. Much appreciate. I haven't worn that one in a long time. I'm wearing the conspiracy theorist batting 1,000 around the squash club to see if it turns any eyes, and it doesn't. 'Cause I feel people are averting it now. They're like, nah, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. They're fatigued. I get it. Of course. Why do you want to be proven wrong all the time? What's that? Nothing. But more on to Altcoin Corey. What was that? Artist formerly known as Daddy Zach. Oh, okay. Now I remember. Yeah. What an awesome intro song. Love you, pianomattyb. Thanks a lot. Much appreciated. I treat the squash club as a little microcosm of the world. It represents a lot of different people, all in a smaller sub strata, if it were. And when we were bottoming at 15, 16, I remember saying a lot of people are talking to me about Bitcoin. And that to me was a nice little signal that things are probably going to turn around, because they were understanding how deep the bear market was, even though they didn't even know what a bear market was or what Bitcoin is. And I've noticed now, the reason why I always say I don't feel a lot of these pumps are sustainable now is because retail hasn't aped in. And I judge that from the squash club, and people haven't been talking to me about the pump even, except for my squash guy who I play, my super athlete, who's now the pro. He's the pro at the club, which is perfect. But he's the guy into Solana NFTs and the whole Solana infrastructure. He will give me the whoa, what a pump, and then someone might say, what's pumping, and then at that point they just glaze over. They don't want to hear it. So when I start fielding questions at the squash club about Bitcoin, I'll know that we're about to hit FOMO. But right now we're way far away from it. That's why we may see this little 28K, right? If we don't have enough retail supporting the pump, well, we will just slowly come down. But then again, we're in November. Take a look at November there and get rid of these guys here. These price, Ben, if it were, Ben. 42.95% in 2020, followed by two reds. Okay, I like that pattern. Go back to 2017, 53% upside, followed by two mega red months. So here we are with a 42% gain in 2020, followed by two red Novembers. And here we are. So let's just say we have a pump in November that's split the difference 45%, right? 45% pump, which isn't too crazy, seeing as though we may get the spot ETF approved within this month. So 45% from here, where's that? Right there, 50K. So we would be looking at 50K by the end of this month. So, Jesus, that's not too crazy. When we're at 35, it's 15K away. So it's not too, can we vote to, well, Ben said he needed a job, Dave. We can go get Jerome back here if you don't want Ben here. Where is Ben here? There's Jerome. Yeah. I mean, who do you like better, Jerome or Ben? Kind of, that's a tough one. I wouldn't want to be either of them right now. Let's put it that way. So that's what this November pump, if we were to follow 2017, 53, two reds, 2020, followed by two reds, split the difference. I don't know why, but every time you say squash club, I think of highfalutin people at a country club. No, it's not like that. Yeah, I can see how you would see that, but it's Winnipeg. There's no highfalutin anything in Winnipeg. In fact, the reason why it's a significant place, if it is significant at all, is that it's a men's club. And there's only, I think, one other men's club in, not a gentleman's club, a men's club. There's only one other gentleman's club. There's only one other men's club in Canada. And you can imagine the flack it takes in this day and age. How come you don't let women in? It's like, well, it's just the men's club. How come you don't let men in that women's club? Well, it's a women's club. There's no men allowed. Well, it's kind of the same, just men's club. And when it's been put in the paper, there's been articles written out. This is a sexist club. The misogyny going on in here. You know, all the and it's like nothing could be farther from the truth. It's a group of men, roughly 200 or 300 from all walks of life that are more committed to physical health than the rest of the population, and it's that simple. They're there to play squash, and there's a workout room and everything like that, but it has the best steam I've ever seen. So of all the spas I've been to, I'm not a huge spa guy, but I've been to all the spas in Vegas, some nice hotels in the Caribbean, what have you. Nothing compares to this steam room because it's grandfathered in, which means the infrastructure is so old you can drive the steam, whereas if you go to most steams, it's set it, forget it, press a button, it'll go to this, and then it'll shut off, and it'll go to this. It'll kind of keep it at this. This one, you could literally roast yourself if you got too hot and you passed out. You would be steamed to death like a bunch of broccoli. That's why they can't fix it. If they do any changes to it, they would have to reinstall the new steam, and no one wants that. So we put up with a lot in that steam. I consider myself a steamologist, one of the better steamers there. It's a skill. It's a skill. So sometimes when I say I'm going to have a steam, people are like, oh, okay, I'll come join you. 62 likes. Bring 100 likes brings Duck out there. He was trying to get better at his loneliest Lamborghini in the world. You know, when he sings that song, Mr. Andy Walk, 160K minimum by week of Christmas. Wow. Let's see where 160K is on this Wookiee here, this weekly chart. 160K. Oh, yeah. Not only is that that would be we would see price discovery in December, which would be, or I'm not on the chart. I'm like, come on, Matty. Come on, Matty. Yeah, it's above our previous hires, obviously, because it's 69K. Now, did we see a little bit of pump because of the non-farm payroll? Maybe. But I feel we are as loosely connected to the legacy zombie markets as we've ever been. Mario Cantonese, who'd we hire? Dave? TJ? Well, I said, if anybody wants to be my helper here, just send me your picture, and I'll put your head on the top of someone's body, and you can help me point out all the charts. Maddie, has Sol dipped enough for you to dip your toes? No, 34 would be my entry. What is it at now? 39. Yeah, so it hasn't dipped. It was, I think it got to 38, but unless it hits 34, I don't really care. I'll look at it again if it does that. If not, I guess I may have missed the boat. I have my old bag from last bull run. That's still underwater in the weeds, so I don't expect it to do much other than sit there. And one day I'll look at it and go, oh, hey, it's made $1. And so I guess at that point I will immediately flip it into Bitcoin. I had a lot of people angry at me yesterday for charting Solana. I was quite surprised. I mean, at the end of the day, my intent of the Solana chart was to be a friendly reminder that dips are coming. And so if you ape in at the top, be prepared to maybe go underwater. But a lot of people didn't have it. Unsubscribed, unsubscribed, unsubscribed. It was quite, and a lot of them would leave like a, been here for this long, blah, blah, blah. You did a chart on Solana, unsubscribed. So any cold dip options, steam, then cold dip, healthy. Well, I have David Lee Luthen. I have a ice bath in my downstairs bathroom that I do when I get home in the afternoon. However, I've learned a very valuable lesson about it. 10 to 14 degrees, which is cold. It's hard to get there too, just with ice alone. I can get it to 11 or 12 with a lot of ice. But what I've been doing, and that's, once I'm in that cold bath, I could be in there forever. It'll never hurt or whatever. But if I get under 10, which I did on Tuesday, because every time I go to the squash club, before I leave, I get a bag of ice and I'll put it in my trunk. And I'll put it in my deep freeze for the epic cold bath. And so I think it was 3 bags of ice, and then all my other ice I put in normally, and it got down to 8 degrees. And I'd never gone into an ice bath at 8 degrees. And so when I got in there, it felt the same as 12 degrees, but in about a minute or two, my extremities started to hurt. Like if you're in Canada, you know what frostbite feels like. It's like your bones start to kind of ache. And so I wasn't able to stay in there as long as I wanted to. It was like 4 or 5 minutes and I had to get out. But I felt better after the 8 degrees than I did the 12 degrees. I feel like it was something about the endorphins after being in that cold was a little more, was a little stronger than 12 degrees. So, but again, it was so harsh that if I kept doing that, I would probably space it in between and eventually maybe phase myself out of it. Because it is quite painful. David Richards, that's insane. Don't let the door hit you on the butt on the way out. Yeah, well, my thing is there's always a road to redemption for people that get ticked off at those things. Who knows? Maybe there's a million reasons why they're mad. Maybe they missed the boat. Maybe they're Bitcoin maxis. Like I said, I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I'm a human minimalist. But if I can find a vehicle to turn fiat to double my fiat and put it into Bitcoin, I'm not adverse to that. Steve-O, I wasn't. Saul is a market mover. Bruce Mai, seriously. Dan Lucia, angry at themselves and take it out on you. Storm chasing video, haters gonna hate. Yeah, I get it. Listen, the funny thing is about YouTube comments is that, I mean, if we were to get 100 comments from the past 100 videos, 98 of them would be overwhelmingly enthusiastically positive, right? 2 of them would be brutal, but those 2 seem to dig in. You know, you seem to have a hard time forgetting them. So even when I was at the auction, when I got that one comment, I mean, believe me, there's way more people saying thank you for taking a look at Sol. You know, everyone here knows I don't really chart altcoins because they're a function of Bitcoin unless they have their own pump, which Sol did. And as such, I was trying to say, be careful because we may be at the top of a pump here, may or may not. So it took a while for me to shake that off, even though there was way more people that said thank you, right? It's a weird human thing. So I'm not sure. Storm Jason video. You said he had someone in the jury too, but they rushed to find him guilty on all charges. Yeah. SBF guilty on 7. My take is that he won't make it to sentencing. I think he still is a liability to the Biden administration. He could be the unraveling of some of the Ukraine dirty money. This is just some Canadian talking, right? Some conspiracy theorists batting 1,000, mind you. So, Mad Faded Baby, I thought it was refreshing to see T of something else. Well, you know, especially when there's nothing going on in the Bitcoin chart. You know, I thought it was be a nice, refreshing thing to talk about, just because, you know, we talk about how often can we talk about a crab walk, you know, because if we go back to, where are we, the 4-hour chart, this is basically this week. Help me out here. This whole week, just been up here. I mean, there's not much to talk about when we're up there. So, but either way, it's not like I'm adverse to doing it again. My intention was to, protect people that were trying to ape in, telling them that I would get in way down here if I would, you know, but whatever. It's not my job to protect anyone. It's not my job to convince anyone of anything. You know, I'm just sharing the probabilities that I know. And that's it. So tonight, it's the piano bar. Thanks to Dave Digital and his mining of people from other feeds, we got it up to, I think, 56. Our record is, when can you chart Pepe? I'll never chart Pepe. I'll never say never, but it would be, I would never do a meme coin, just because it's just a parabolic run followed by nothing forever. So, if you have nothing to do, come join us for a drink and a request, and we'll try to get that up for you. And I find now the comments it's basically independent of us playing piano. They're mostly about crypto, and people end up having conversations within the comment section outside. So to me, it feels like an actual bar. I know that sounds weird, but it's like I feel like the chat is with us, and the live audience is not with us. It's a whole different thing. Our goal tonight, piano or David Digital, is to crack 60. To crack 60. So what I don't do a lot is I don't ask the live audience. I mean, there's 40 to 50 people there. If I could convince them to hit the QR code just to get into the stream, that would pump us up over 60. But the live audience are, yes, Mary Cantonese, I do think SBF will be Epstein. Dan Lucia, yeah, if you would join tonight, let me know and put something in the comment section so I know you're there. I generally remember who's there because it's under 60. I tend to recognize people who haven't been there, and like Ava Angel was there last week. I hadn't seen her before. The people that come are slightly older, so when I say go to YouTube, the first thing they do is they go to Google, right? And then you have to sign in at that point. So half the people in the live audience will be relegated to confusion, because unless you actually have YouTube as an app and you're signed in, et cetera, there's a lot of work to do. And then let's say you do use the QR code and it takes you to the YouTube app, we'll download the app. You know, but I will do that. And if we get into our 50s, I'm going to harp hardly. I'm going to hard harp. I'm going to do a hard harping on the live audience to get him over 60. DJ Morgan. My wife's at work tonight, so I might be able to watch it for a while. Did you ever look up the group Detractors? No, I didn't. That's the one with your dad in it, I believe, DJ Morgan. I haven't looked it up yet. No. Mad Faded Baby, I especially enjoy how you never know what you're going to see happen at the Jimmy. Yes, it's always new. That's why a lot of people ask me, don't you get sick of playing at the piano bar? And in my wedding band that I played with Grant, I was a bass player, I did get sick of it because it was the same set. First, there was some substitutions here or there. It was essentially the same set, the building of the night, and et cetera, et cetera. So I really got bored of it. That's why we drank copious amounts of booze to get through it. But at the piano bar, it's essentially a new night every night. I never have a plan for songs. The songs usually are requested, and then from a request, it spurs us down another road of possible requests. And then the live audience, you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes we've had busy, like no room crowds, that didn't clap and they were just duds. Then we've had small crowds that are just so enthusiastic that they make up for a huge crowd. And then we've had drunken crowds, and we have crazy ladies sometimes. Can you play some Bob Seger? Yeah, we play some Bob Seger. We do night moves, I think. I've butchered We've Got Tonight before. Boogie Woogie is the song. Okay, well, we'll see that. So if you can, join me tonight or Saturday for the live piano bar. And if I don't see you tonight, I'll see you Monday. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video.